Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We're doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. We're at 1090 South, 1100 East. Today is October 2nd, 2024, and we have the camera pushed at 126 feet. We are not yet to the city connection. I'm hitting some sort of a blockage that I can't get my camera past. I've ran a lot of water to help push my camera out, but I'm not able to get past this point. So there's still an area of the line that we're not able to see. You'll notice as I pull back that the camera is underwater. So this is either being caused by a blockage in the line, or it could be bad grade. So I would recommend having it cleaned, and hopefully there's a blockage, like a big root, that's causing this to back up towards the house. But it's also possible that it's bad grade, and the only way to fix bad grade would be to dig up the line and re-slope it. And so hopefully this is a simple blockage that can be remedied by having it cleaned. Starting to come out of it here. I mean, we're coming up on 30 feet of being under the water. There we go, starting to come out of it there, and you can see it flowing. So 20 to 30 feet of standing water. I'll give it a minute to hopefully go down a little bit. I noticed, I didn't do the inspection on this building, but I did notice as I ran water through the upstairs tub, that tub was draining incredibly slowly. And so it would be best to get a full inspection if you haven't already, but also to plan on having that drain and the upstairs tub cleaned as well. Could be a simple P-trap that just needs to be cleaned, but it could be a bigger issue where there's galvanized lines with buildup. So can't fully see this joint with the water line, but I can see that there's an offset. An offset is where the pipes have kind of slipped and there's now a shoulder. So that's a spot where waste could collect and potentially create a blockage where it backs up towards the house. There's also some small roots coming through. This is clay through here. You see some more roots creeping through. I would recommend the insurance on this line, even if you have the line cleaned and everything is flowing normally again. I mean, that's best case, but you still have an older line. So this is clay, which is likely original. And so it'd be good to have the insurance so that if and when there's a bigger issue, they can help offset that cost. Now we're transitioning to cast iron. Interesting. So we're 83 feet out and you have something feeding into the line. So I don't know if that's a front unit or if that's a neighboring unit. I know sometimes if you have a shared line, you have a harder time getting the insurance on the line. A lot of companies won't insure a line that is shared. But from what I can tell, this is cast iron through here. Cast iron gets real rough and rusty. It will eventually need to be replaced. And I'm accessing this line from a clean out outside the building. And so we're not seeing what's under the house. Only what's ran through the yard. Sounds like one person already tried to go through the roof and wasn't able to. Next option would be to pull a toilet, which I was asked to scope through here by the owner before removing a toilet. So we're still seeing a lot. Still gives us a lot of info, but I would imagine that under the house could also look like this. And downside with that is it's much harder to open up the slab, all the finished area to replace the sewer than to dig up a lawn or dirt. It's a pretty long line. You're on a little bit of a main road, and so when you have a bigger road, sometimes the sewer is closer to the other side. I haven't spotted this one. I haven't looked for it yet, but if the sewer's on the further side of the road, it's going to really add to the expense because you're going to have to replace more of the asphalt if you're going out into the street. There's another line feeding in, and at this point we're close enough to the front of the house that that would make sense. That's probably the front part of the building feeding out. But 84 feet out, I would imagine we'd be past the footprint of the house at that point, or at least close. So for being cast iron, it looks better than a lot of cast iron that I see, but cast iron can be hard to evaluate because all that rust and buildup covers, sometimes covers cracks and things that would be otherwise noteworthy. I would recommend first having the line cleaned to figure out if that area that I can't get past is a blockage or an offset. Hopefully it's just roots that can be removed by cleaning it, but if there's an offset that needs to be dug up, that could be costly. If it's simply bad grade, I think that's probably worst case scenario, because then you're digging up much more of the line to be able to catch that slope and have things draining properly with gravity. But I would consider that to be a serious item to look at further, because digging up the line could be very costly to repair it permanently. I'm going to end this recording now.